And welcome to another episode of More Than Dice. I'm Gonzo.
I'm John.
And Kathy's Kathy. As soon as she gets her
I,
hair fixed with her hair.
Radically Kathy's cat.
I
Are we
mean, wait,
sure?
what?
Sure Kathy's Kathy?
Are we sure you're Kathy? Are you Kathy, Kathy?
I could be anyone, but I'm gonna say yes. I'm
Okay,
Kat.
good. We got an echo. I have feedback. Right, hold on.
What did you do?
Echo? There was an echo before. What happened?
God damn it, Gonzo, what'd you do?
All right, I got.
And Kathy too. That means it's Gonzo.
Yep, I got it. John was open on his mic, on the mixer, so I got that
Yeah,
fixed. Should check the other ones. Let's check the other ones real quick before we get started.
other ones.
Other news
Yeah.
scenes.
Oh,
Type thing.
right.
Tea's ready.
The water is ready
Still on me?
for the tea.
Oh! You gotta choose some.
Shouldn't be any echo on me now.
You hear that hiss?
Kathy good. How about Gonzo? Gonzo good?
Is Gonzo ever good?
Watch it. Chicken butt.
My butt is nothing like a chicken.
It's not all feathered and preened up.
No.
All right.
We hadn't learned this against Twitch's terms of service. I fucking show you. Twitch's terms of service.
Yes, do not take off your jacket. Oh, Kathy already took off your jacket before. Okay. Woo.
Yes,
That's good.
That is correct. I did it before we were live. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't
I
want
can
to break.
think of something on stream, but they ain't ever gonna see it, so fuck.
It's coming and
Hold
going.
on. Socks. Here's a sock. Here's the
You
other one.
guys, my feet are naked up to my calves.
Yeah. We're a little bit risque right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Don't show the ankles.
Okay, I'm not showing anything wrong with anything else. Everything looks to be the same, exactly as pre-ramble. So
That's pre-ramble.
yeah, so should be good.
Hooray!
Hooray. I'm John.
Okay, and that's Kathy, right there.
I am
Stabber.
Kathy.
That's Kathy.
Not on the app, so it's you. So it's Legionnaires. It's not even us.
Yeah,
Some
Legionnaire.
We'll probably have some other window open or something. There's something playing extra.
An extra chicken.
I'm John.
I'm a dragon.
So, welcome to episode 139. Today we're going to talk about secondary games or hobbies from our normal. Yeah, it is kind of weird. I've never seen it on the PC. It's got to be some sound system you've got going on, Legionnaires. Because with everything happening, usually people have like 2 different games they play or 3 different games. And with the pandemic, that's kind of shaken things up completely. And what was the count for, John?
Well, you said 2 different, 3 different. I just continued on to the natural progression.
Yeah.
Until you went through all your stuff. Before we do that,
I ran out of fingers. If I count with anything else, it's against Twitch's terms of service.
you just can't show it on air.
We had that same discussion in my weekday stream.
Well, I can't get my
was like-
legs high enough to show my toes. That would be. I'm not that
I was,
flexible.
trying to figure out time zone things.
So we want to thank all of our sponsors before we get really deep into this discussion and blow everybody's mind. We want to thank Metalhead Minis, Lynn, and everything for hosting all of our stuff. Guys, go and check that out. Go check out all the stuff. We do sell some things, dice, magnets. We do sell the stuff for Song of Ice and Fire. We do sell the widget sets and everything. All that goes back and helps the podcast. Also selling the stuff for Warfare Weekend. That way we can have a very good Warfare Weekend next year. We want to
Pick them up.
do what?
The dice and stuff. Pick them up.
Pick them up. Also, want to thank Muse on Minis for hosting all of our files and pushing us out there to everybody that we can. We also want to thank, and I need to do this, we need to thank the guys at the Minority Report. They keep on letting us host their stuff, and they like us a lot, and we like them a lot. They do a lot of good tactical reviews for War Machine and Hordes, which is, of course, we don't do, so it actually, best of both worlds, and they're a great bunch of guys, too. Maybe we'll have them on one time, do like a hangout on More Than Dice with them and just talk games.
Cool.
Yeah, because they're a really good bunch of guys. We want to thank Creature Caster also. We're a Creature Creator, bringing out awesome miniatures, and Tectonic Craft Studios for having all the cool stuff and a lot of cool terrain. I'm sure he's working on some new things. I do have some stuff to give away, which we'll probably do probably next week. Other than that, John, I'm going to guess you're going to have water today.
Nah.
What
Lemonade.
Lemonade? Pink or yellow?
Yellow.
Yellow. See, I'm classic.
It was the one in the front. I'm like, I want something different. There's lemonade in the big jug. Let's go.
So, Kathy, gin and tonic?
Rum and Coke.
Rum and Coke still.
Let's think about the rum.
Still okay.
Well, a new bottle showed up, so what could I do?
I mean, what can you do? I mean, technically speaking, I got a bottle of rum over here, but I took my shot glass downstairs to wash it out, so I have to drink it straight out of the bottom. And that bottle, that shows you have a problem. I mean, I do, but not that much of one.
Today I'm just doing some good old Maker's Mark. I'm pretty wore out from the week, so I'm like, I would probably, if I drink more than that, I probably would be sleeping on air, and I don't need to be doing that.
Actually, I'd love to see you sleep on air. That is actually impressive. That's like in Ghostbusters.
That's what I was just thinking too.
Oh my gosh. Dad jokes.
That's not a dad joke.
No.
It's a back to the movie.
That's like a fact of real life right there. Sleeping on air, sleeping 6 feet above the bed.
So other than that, guys, please check on your friends, check on your neighbors, check on everybody, make sure everybody's doing okay. This is a really trying time for people. People are starting to get, hit by stuff, with everything that's going on. Just a simple, hey, how's it going?
Fucking relentless.
Yeah. Just send a text, send a message. Hey, you doing okay? Everybody all right? Just something. Just check on your peoples.
Remind them that they can count on you for help.
Yeah.
They need want it, whatever you can do.
Get together with some games, talk, chat, whatever. Even if you haven't heard from them in a week, just say, hey, just checking in on you. It's always good to do that. Also, be safe out there in every way possible that you can. Wear your mask. Help out when you can. Take care of yourself. So to everybody out there and all of us, all of y'all, cheers.
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 Man, that's still good. That's still super good.
Avoid car accidents. Here's my strategy for avoiding car accidents. Don't leave the house for 5 months.
Works.
Let's switch over to the paint cam. All right, I'm going to switch over to paint cam while we get started. Today, I am going to work on 3 models. First model, I think I've got all the white blocked out on this one. Oh, my camera's all messed up. Hold on. I had to re-put it back in, and of course now it's all jacked up.
More messed up than usual.
Yeah.
I have to reset my camera every time I restart my computer.
Flip. And flip. Okay, so I think I got all the white blocked out on this guy. And of course it's not going to, I'm sure it's autofocused now, so hold on.
Should be easy to turn off autofocus.
Yeah. I just gotta go
Oh,
to.
yeah.
Give me a second. Camera, autofocus, go away. Let me fix the focus thing on it.
I didn't know Joe Boss followed. I didn't catch that.
Yeah, apparently you did.
Oh, didn't get a follow notification.
No, I don't think it happened just now.
Oh,
No, it happened.
It,
Yeah.
it must have happened sometime between my stream and now.
oh. Okay, so I think I got all the white on this guy done, so I can use the Tesseract green glow on it
Yeah.
and do that. And then I'm going to do a little bit of work on Thanos. I'm definitely going to do like the gems, repaint it over with silver, and then do the contrast colors over it so I can do the cool gem
So
look
he's
on
a
them.
pretty princess.
Yep. So he has pretty nails. And then I'm going to be repainting this, work on my Necron to give the cool look to it. Because I think this is the color scheme, the primary color scheme that I want to go with.
I like that.
It turned out a lot better than I thought it would, especially from a distance. Because I mean, up close you can see it really well, but like when I put them on the tabletop and kind of step back a minute, and this one stood out the most, in my opinion. And so I'm gonna like paint in stuff I need to paint in, kind of paint in the arm, because the only thing I really want to be this metallic and whatever is the armor plating and such. So I think I might repaint these like a gold and just use like some different things gold or whatever. But I need to repaint that too. Do on that.
Or
So,
you could do those not metal
oh yeah,
to contrast further between metal and not metal. That might be something to consider. Otherwise, two different metallics next to each other will blend together.
yeah. I'm just not
I
sure.
mean, the eye will blend them together.
Yeah, I'm not sure how or what I want to do with this because I do want to do them possibly different color, but like I need to block in the blacks and such that I don't want to look like the metallic color shift because like I want all the armor plating to look like color shift. So it's primary, but like the joints and like the bone parts or whatever you want to call it, I want those to be black, and I really like the matte black that comes on with using the monument paints. And so, but I'm going to paint this, and I need to go back and paint some stuff white where I want to use the Tesseract glow on it. Ooh, I did mention, I did finally get a good print, and I printed, I don't even know if it's coming in good or not, a Green Lantern ring.
A green lantern ring.
Yep, I use my green resin because that's been the one that works the best for me, and I got this printed off. And it turned out pretty decent. I kind of marred it up a little bit down here, but it is a little small. They say this is a size 10, and well, that's going to be pushing it. I mean, I can't get it over without really
shucks,
forcing.
You're just gonna have to send it to me.
You're already getting a package, Kathy. I already got something for you. But I'm probably going to reprint another one of these in a different format, in a different way. Probably print it. This one I printed at a diagonal, and I think I'm going to print the next one standing straight up. And
Pinky ring there.
yeah, it'll be a pinky ring. I'll be a pinky Green Lantern using it. But I think I'm going to leave. I don't think I'm going to paint it at all. I think I'm just going to leave it like it is because it looks kind of cool.
Yeah, why not?
So, other than that. And so I'm waiting for the other stuff. But, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put the green Tesseract on this model where I want the green glow to be. So that'll be my current project. So, let's talk about secondary games or hobbies that are secondary. Kathy, you mentioned a lot of stuff today about things that you were going to be doing or wanted to do but didn't have enough time to do. And of course, John then mentioned he has like 75 secondary hobbies.
Yeah, Yeah, but they all
or games.
they all revolved around role-playing games and the mainly D&D. So it wasn't really a lot of things. It was like it was all kind of the same thing spaced out over the course of. I mean, I guess Twitch streams are kind of a secondary hobby for me now, which is to say going and watching other people's Twitch streams and hanging out in the chat with other people. It is kind of like my my new form of socializing in
Mhm.
this day and age in 2020.
Yeah.
And I've really met some great people that way. So it's been a lot of fun. And there's this core, bunch of streams that I watch. There's a Friday night D&D session that my friend does, uh, called the Pyro Club, and the same person who hosts the Pyro Club is the same person who runs the Xenolist Project, which is the D&D group, online group that I play with. And when I'm not playing with them, when other people are doing their adventures, I'm in the chat, hanging out with the other people in the chat and heckling the players.
Oh,
Hey,
heckling.
Rise Design, howdy do. Banyan has 75 other hobbies. Guess what hobby is going to be added to my repertoire, Banyan? Someone is sending me a Gundam kit, and I'm going to put it together during my stream.
No, she
I'm
doesn't
pretty
know what it
excited
is.
about that. I don't know what one it is.
I was waiting
I
for him to say,
said,
which one is it?
I said, don't tell me. I like surprises. So this way I don't Google it ahead of time, and it'll land on my doorstep, and I'll get all excited about it, and perhaps I'll just open it during my stream and start then. So we'll see. It'll be at least a week of me streaming Gundam things, I think. Tell him to send me an Amatsu Mina or Hana. I don't know. Yes, I don't know which Gundam. It's a surprise. It's the one. It's the one you clip off the sprue and put together.
Well, that narrows it down.
Right? Yeah. So I'm looking forward to it. Yeah. I I was at a game store watching somebody assemble his Gundam, and we got talking about Gunpla, and I did not know at the time that it was this big, huge scene, with like worldwide events and stuff, and and he was telling me all about this, the culture of Gunpla, and it just ever since then I've wanted to do one, but you know, I just haven't ever had the opportunity, and now I will have that opportunity. So I am looking forward to it. And I like putting puzzles together, and I feel like that's kind of what it is, really. It's like a 3D puzzle. And I've put enough models together to not be completely unaware,
Nah,
you
you
know.
won't have any issues with it. There won't be any, I wouldn't say problems, but you're not going to have anything. I mean, it's fairly straightforward and so on and so forth. So you're not going to have any issues with it. Besides all the freaking sprues, depending on what size he gives you, depends on how many sprues, and then you're just like, holy crap. Because I did see someone that had a wooden rack that they built to put all the sprues in like a line, and just put them, and so they could pull them out, and had like the rack lined up and labeled, like, this is sprue A through whatever, and
I can only imagine that it will be more complex than putting together my 135th scale Sherman, which was
Probably. Depends on how
I'm
detailed the road wheels and tracks were.
I'm guessing it will be more complex. And that was probably the most complex model I've put together. That was a, a Tamiya Sherman. I don't know. Those aren't the most complex. I know I've seen other people put together tanks where like every single tiny thing is a separate piece and you just go insane. Like every little handle thing that attaches to the. But yeah, no. Hey,
That'd
Phoenix
be like
Camper.
perfect raid Gundam.
I wasn't joking about suitcase model kits.
Yeah, the perfect grade. I've noticed working on mine a little bit. The perfect grade. It's I wouldn't say it's harder. It's just more detailed.
Hmm.
Best way to put it. But if you get a perfect grade, that'll be awesome.
Oh,
So
I'm fairly certain it's not going to be that.
Yeah. Not to mention you wouldn't necessarily want to start someone out, no matter how much hobby experience with them. You got to sort of
Exactly.
work up to that.
yeah,
He was asking me how much time I want to take on it. And I'm like, well, I mean, as much time as it takes.
Yeah.
It is what it is, whatever it is.
That's why it's the hobby part, not the job part.
Yeah,
Hobbies
it'll
take as
be,
long as they need to. Jobs have time limits.
yeah. There's no deadline.
How long did that
SCA
take?
is the hobby that absorbs other hobbies, says Legionnaires. Yeah, I have a
Yeah.
lot of friends who are in SCA.
I
That's
used to do
pretty.
that.
There's a lot of crossover, especially when I was working out at Ren Fair.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. A lot of crossover there.
Try and get this in here. But so you're gonna be working on some Gundam stuff, and you've got your thing, and you mentioned that you can't do your other one that you wanted to do because you've got your hobby saturated is best way to put it.
Yeah. You can't play in the
Yeah,
Shadowrun campaign because of the D&D campaigns.
I mean,
yeah.
which is I'm sure you want to, but you got to know when and where and how to cut your losses.
That's
Oh,
exactly it.
as a
I
wise
cannot.
man once said, you got to know when to hold them and know when to fold them. Know when to walk away, know when to run.
Amen.
It's really wise words. People discount it.
No, because I mean, there is a point when you're like, this is just too much, guys. I got to either step back or
Yeah.
do whatever.
That's part of why I dropped out of my Traveler game. It was just too much, and the format wasn't working with me. So I'm like, the right thing is to tell him in advance, so he knows that this is not going to work for me, so
Yeah.
that he can plan.
Yeah. I mean, I jumped on board and then I was trying to think of, okay, what's a good time, what's a good night for me to do it, you know? And I started thinking, I'm like, well, Friday nights are no. Uh, Thursday nights are no because I am the captain of Team Disney for Pictionary. As strange as that sounds.
That sounds cool. I mean, we our social interactions have to evolve with the times right now.
Well, yeah, that's like because you before all this happened, we were like, hey, you know, John would have said, Star Wars, was his primary game, and then he would play Malifaux as secondary. I'm just making a guess of which one, of course, but that was very common to have, primary and secondary role playing games type thing. But now that we're in, there's not really a primary and secondary game. It's primary and secondary like hobbies now type thing that everybody's looking into. And like Kathy's doing, work doing more Twitch stream stuff. And so I thought that was kind of an interesting concept to talk about because I'm like, my secondary thing now is my Elder Scrolls Online game. I get to do a little bit of socializing with, with people that I'm in the guild with. And, being an officer, I help out and do a bunch of other things. But I mean, that's just how I get some of my socializing in because I can't go out to the game store every day and do what I usually do or hang out with people every week and so on and so forth.
Huh?
So, and like, John, you've been playing MechWarrior Online.
Huh? I would even go as far as say that's my secondary hobby.
More your
Uh,
primary now.
oh no, my primary is still Hobby Streak
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well,
because
yeah.
I can go a day without paying MechWarrior Online. I'm not going to go a day without Hobby Streak.
Oh, speaking of hobby streak, I know you were worried about painting the spider thing on the front of Venom, and I felt like that turned out pretty well.
Yeah, the back looks kind of meh, but we'll see.
It's like it didn't get molded very well,
I
in my
mean, you
Yeah,
could
opinion.
always,
the back is a little meh, wet molding too, but it gets the point across. It'll be tabletop. The front definitely looks better than the back.
yeah. Sometimes it's easier to overshoot the design and then go back in with you know, the base color, like in
Yeah,
this case, black, and just, you know,
yeah,
re-outline.
yeah. I've done that actually, and my tip for that, and actually since I did this in coal black with the contrast black over it. Gonzo said he wasn't sure how that would turn out. I tried it that way anyways. It turned out pretty good. Then a little dry brush of coal black over it to get some of the highlight areas. And the contrast black is great for going back between the spider legs and stuff. Since it's very already watered down, you don't have to water it down anymore. You just get a little bit of your brush, it goes right in there. It pulls away from the top, so if you get a little bit, it's no big deal. And if you get too much, just go back and get a little touch up. It's still a pain in the ass, but it was less touch up than other jobs in the past. So, yay.
That's good.
But yeah, guys, Hobby Streak is technically my primary, and then I guess you call MechWarrior Online my secondary, and then I mean, what's tertiary? I don't know. Transformers is tertiary. I mean, I got enough Transformers. I got two guys right here. I mean, heck, they're the same guy. Just one transforms into the spaceship, and then the F-15. So, I mean, and then from there, I mean, not really. I'm not an online role playing person. I've found quickly, so not really good at any role playing games. In Bane and I could play something, but he's playing, WoW or MechWarrior Online or whatever, and we just don't really end up playing. So the reality of COVID is that I think the actual gaming, is taking the biggest hit.
Oh yeah.
Actual tabletop gaming.
Yeah.
And some people can play online as good that you can. I just
You
not into it the same way. It might be different if a different game. Like if someone else offered a game and I happen to have time, which is unlikely right now, but I would give it a shot. Maybe it was just that particular group wasn't working out. They'd all played together a bunch except for me, so it's weird being the odd man out and then have
Yeah.
jokes. And you're like, no, I don't know what's going on right now.
That's how I felt when I first joined my Monday night group because they had all been playing for years together and I was the newcomer and I had that same thing. I was like, I don't really know the dynamic. I don't know what can I say where they're not going to be like, who the fuck is
fuckers.
this new chick? Who does she think she is?
And it's a little easier, I think, in person, just
Yeah,
in
it is.
general. There's better interactions are easier in person. Over the internet, it's like, plus I'm sitting here at my desk, I'm doing other stuff, and I'm trying to be paying attention, but it's tough. So we'll see.
I see Phoenix Paper says collecting supplies and tools is a separate hobby from the hobby you use them for.
Especially if you're
I
a
would
knitter.
agree.
You got plenty of people that knit that their secondary is collecting yarn.
Yeah. My grandma had a whole room dedicated to yarn.
Yep.
Creekins, the ex-roommate, the closet the upstairs was 90% yarn and not like towels. And you'd have the linen closet like, oh, towels and supplies for the bathroom and all that. No, there's a little corner of that in the bottom. The rest of that shit was yarn.
Yeah, literally the yarn room, like a
Yep.
bedroom, but filled with yarn. And it was like she had these old, because she was old. She had these old paper uh gallon containers, like ice cream came in 1,000 years ago.
Oh yeah, the big old buckets.
Yeah, those big paper tubs. And so she cleaned them out and she used those. She stacked them sideways so they were like little hutches in these, all lining every wall, and each one was full of yarn. She also had fabric everywhere. She, as a girl, when she got her first job, it was sewing. So it's unusual for women to be working, but as a seamstress, that was, in the city, that was something that was acceptable, I guess. And she was a seamstress for many, many years, and she really never stopped being that, you know? So, yeah, she had accumulated a ton of fabric over the years, and when she was gone, we had to sort through her stuff. There was a ton of vintage fabric. I mean, now you could call it vintage fabric. She had a million of these crazy paisley prints from like the 1960s. Oh, I absolutely love those. Anyways,
I might buy a mech called the Highlander, and I might need you to help me with the paint scheme on it
okay.
because you're my go-to for that kind of paint scheme.
The Highlander.
Yes.
Like there can be only one. Does
No,
it
more like,
require plaid?
I mean,
It is a
we'll
Highlander.
see. We'll just
Is
have
it
you do a good
McLeod?
McLeod. No, no, it's
The
not a McLeod.
McLeod tartan?
I mean, we'll see what tartan we can do on it. They got that tartan scheme like you helped me with on the other one. I think I'm going to put it on that because it is a Highlander after all, and that seems apropos.
Right?
Um, and it is actually known as, this is an aside, for the Highlander burial because it's a mech with jump jets. So to literally do the death row above where it lands on another mech, it was so heavy it would just destroy things. So it's called a Highlander burial.
I love it.
I figured you
I'm
could
just
do
gonna
it.
crush you.
Yep.
So, can y'all
Wait.
see this on stream? Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but I did an Agrath Earthshade over the gauntlet.
Yeah.
Think I should do that over all the gold?
No, you want the gauntlet to look different. So
Does
you
it?
can. You want the gauntlet to look different. I actually was going to suggest, and you're already halfway done by the time it came to my brain, using the reddish tint, the Reichland flesh shade over the gauntlet instead, and leaving the Agrax for the body. So
I still have some. We can do it still.
It's
it
not
might
like
not
it's
work
dry
out.
yet. You could just take a watery brush and rinse off that one, and then, do the rest of it in Agrax while the water's, drying, and then
Hold on.
revisit it with your
So
Reichland
I
flesh
think you
shade.
really want to make the gauntlet stand out and different. 'Cause it looks like it is a slightly different base color. Is that correct?
It's the same color as all the other gold.
Oh yeah, I would have done it. I mean, I have like a million golds, and I'm painting things a different way you are for these because you're using a lot of contrast paints.
Yeah.
But
On
I
the
would have
other
done.
hand,
Go ahead.
you could wait for it to dry and then do a dry brush highlight of some kind of a silvery color over just the gauntlet, and then you do your Reichland flesh shade, and then that'll stand out a bit from the rest of the gold.
That's probably the easier way forward. But even though he's halfway stuck, actually, I kind of like what it's doing with that too because it's still in the deepest areas and just not quite on the larger parts. It's not staining as much, just shading like it's supposed to.
Yeah, I noticed that. It was like, it's got a little bit of red, so we may do that after. Let it dry, and then we'll go over with the Reichland flesh. Is that what the one you're talking about?
Yeah, the reddish one.
Let me see. Where'd that be? I believe I do have that. That's Gilliman.
And honest, painting wise, if you don't have pretty much a complete set of GW washes, You're probably crazy. Or you're Kathy and you make your own watches because you're amazing. But
I
doesn't
still
look good.
have GW
I had that
watches.
Seraphim
I have
Sepia.
Franklin Flesh Shade in front of me right now.
I thought I had it.
Something like, I think it's more important to make sure you get a different tone on it more than anything. And I think the Agrax is just going to be better on the main
Kathy's
body.
favorite, right there.
How about we
Oh,
do
yeah.
we'll use the,
Cassandora yellow.
Yeah, I have
Oh
that.
my gosh, man. You throw that over a really light color, bam, it tints it.
Well, I'll
And
be doing some yellowy stuff when I get back to this cab terrain piece that I
all right.
made the mistake of painting as a cab.
So
I
we're gonna do
mean,
this one on this. All right. So
giant yellowish is going to be a problem.
I just saw comments in the chat. Rhystom Design says Trumpeter's coming out with a Transformers model from the Bumblebee movie. And then Legionnaires, of course, says I have heard that she who dies with the most fabric wins the estate sale.
I don't know Trumpeter. Trumpeter models, okay. Let's take a look.
But so I mean, my thing was about the whole secondary is we've turned our secondary games into secondary hobbies type thing that more than anything, and that we've been working on and changing up how we do things because of course, COVID, fuck COVID, but it caught my eye because I mean it used to be it was like oh I play. One of my friends says that he plays War Machine and Hordes and or Privateer Press games, and his secondary game is Song of Ice and Fire, which I freaking love. But that's kind of gone on the wayside because you really don't have, unless you're in an area that allows a lot of gameplay, you're not really going out to go play much anymore.
No.
Type thing, which is it sucks. We all get it. Type thing, but it was like we've come down to secondary hobbies, in my opinion, now. Or secondary games, but the games are online RPGs or, role playing games, whatever type thing. So it was just it came up, and I was like, what is everybody doing, as a secondary thing to keep busy during this time, etc., etc. And I was looking at mine, and I was like, I've been playing, Elder Scrolls Online, and doing that, which has been, it's a lot of fun. I made some really good fun friends from different areas and such, and then recently, my old gaming group that we did online stuff with, we all kind of were like, man, I really miss playing with y'all, and I was like, yeah, just depression, COVID, everybody being sick or having to do things, it kind of went on the wayside, which I'm about to try to start it all back up again. Did you hear that, Captain Mizzy? Because she doing it and we'll do the same thing. We're just going to do a little bit different type thing to go. But we've all been trying to find different ways to keep ourselves busy and still keep ourselves within
How about
hobbying.
sane? They say less busy, more keep yourself sane.
Yeah.
I don't know how people without hobbies do it. I mean, more power to them. But I said this when I had 1,000 Hobby Street games. We say something, the guy who first got there started by having this whole journey thing. So I'm like, well, thanks to you. You've made it the thing to do when we get to 1,000 is to say something. And it's really just helped keep me sane. More days than not, you get home and like you start hobbying, like you definitely feel a lot better. You're like, I got some hobbying done. I'm a little better than I was before. It's a fixed point of what you can do every day. It's a routine you can get into. It helps the world feel a little bit more normal when the world is not fucking normal at all.
Yeah.
Yes. And even if your hobby is just playing a video game or reading books, or maybe you
Transform
just
hack
like
your
to watch,
transformer.
yeah, maybe you just like to watch movies, maybe you just like to Netflix or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's perfectly valid too for keeping yourself sane. Sometimes you need that escape for your mind.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, whatever it is, just do it. Like reading comics, reading books, whatever. I mean, maybe you got something you wanted to like. Kathy's learning Dutch. Dutch.
That's true. That is kind of like a tertiary hobby.
Yeah, I mean, you could
That's
do that. You could come home every day and learn a little bit more on a subject. I've got books on electricity and electronics and stuff I could read if I wanted to. There's a lot of things you can do, and it will help you to give you a routine, get into some sort of routine, because you need that. You had to already get away from whatever your routine used to be. That's why even at the peak of the COVID can't eat in restaurant stuff, I would still go to Mission Barbecue on Saturday at the same time just to pick up my food, wave at the guys who were there at the same time, and then go home because it was a routine. It helped things feel a little more close to normal.
All right, I don't have that red. I thought I did. I mean, maybe because the name's so familiar. I thought I had it, but I don't
What?
have that
I
red.
you filled it the last time, but you haven't. You got plenty more chances.
Reichland Flush Shade?
Yeah, I thought I had it.
I can't pass it to you. You don't have to have it right here.
Hey, can you fax that to me real quick?
No.
Actually,
Would you
my,
like the regular or the glossy Reichland Flush Shade?
oh, yeah.
I thought I had some of it, but I guess I don't. So I'm going to use this. What do you think? Griffin Round orange or the Blood Angels red?
It depends on what you want, what final color you want it, but you want it a different color.
Yeah.
You should. Kathy recommended you dry brush it or highlight it silver real quick, and then when that dries, hit it with something. That'll give it a good different thing. Give it yellow.
Yeah.
Yellow.
The yellow I have is that Inyadin contrast yellow. Or you know what? We could try the transparent yellow. The acrylic transparent yellow. What do you think?
You know what? If you mix that with a little bit of the
Red?
the red, that might make it I mean, it'll make sort of an orangey color, but it might not be the same as the transparent orange.
Yep.
Especially if you put a tiny dot of the transparent green in with it. It'll kind of knock down the saturation, the brightness of that color.
So I got the transparent yellow, transparent green, and the pyrite red.
Yes, Bane, he was trying to say Iandon.
Iandon, yes. That's how he says it.
You mean Inyadin?
Oh.
The,
All right,
yeah.
so
or like Jim likes to say, instead of shyish purple, he says stylish purple.
stylish. All right, so here
I think
is
it's way better.
Better than the Adeptus Astartes.
Astartes. I like that.
I still like badass black instead of badab black.
Oh yeah. I mean, I would, but I'm a big Badab War fan. I think that would I think it's a much better setting for certain things, as far as the meta of 40k.
The black
Thank
would
you.
totally be badass though. Nevertheless.
But parents be like, you can't say that in a bottle. Well, we fucking did. What are you gonna do? You do all of my gosh. This is righteous white. That'd be good. Righteous white and badass black.
Yeah,
So.
it'd be perfect. I actually painted over that part of my label so that it said badass, and I don't know if I still have that, if I saved that bottle or not. It's on the opposite side of my laptop right now, so I can't reach through the monitor to look.
No? Every time I try to reach the monitor, I just hit the monitor. I'm with you. Oh.
I'm curious though. It's making
Yeah,
me
me
look.
too. It's like working furiously.
Ugh, too much green.
That's a problem. I want too much green. Oh. What's funny is the hardest part about all these transformers nowadays is that I don't necessarily remember how to transform them all. It's not easy anymore. It used to be, you do it once, like, oh, they're pretty easy. Nowadays, I'm like, I don't even fucking remember. I go like that. Welcome to first world Transformer problems. And the funny thing is, these are the easy ones. They're not even like the third party ones that are some of those I watch in Transformer videos. I'm like, Jesus, you need the instructions every time, don't you? Uh,
Yeah, I'm better now. I'm back.
Can't be.
No. I actually still had Badab Black, but I didn't have my bottle of Badass Black anymore.
Oh, that's too bad.
I did find a jar of Devlin Mud, though. Envy me, all of you. But I'm pretty sure if I opened it, it would smell like somebody died.
I mean, it's Devlin Mud, so it's supposed to. It's operating as intended, ma'am. Operating as intended. All right. So this guy's funny because I bought this guy because he's another one of the red cars I like, but he is totally different scale than the other red cars, and it's unfortunate.
All right. That did not work, by the way.
No?
No.
No?
No. I had to wipe that off pretty quickly.
Okay.
All right. So let's try this orange on here. Give it like a coppery look. What do you think?
I don't think anything.
I think as long as you're going to like how it looks, it's going to be cool. I just think it needs to look
It-
different than the...
I agree. It needs to have a different color than the rest of it because it's not really, part of his armor. It should be something a little bit different. Let's try
Purple.
that.
Purple.
Purple.
Stylish purple.
stylish purple.
No, you know what? It would be if you used that, it would be too dark.
Yeah.
So it's not like a wash. If you had a regular wash of purple, I would say maybe use that. But the shyish purple is too dense. You know what I mean? I think I tried washing that over a
Yeah, it
gold
is.
once, and it was
It is
super dark.
legitimately dense. I'll be honest. I agree with you there. It is. I mean, it's really good over most of the, like a white or something, but over some of the other colors, it's a little much.
That's one of those ones that you would have to add the medium to thin it down. I think, depending on what you're doing with it.
Yeah, I would agree. If you're trying not to do, excessive amounts of purplish, because I'm pretty sure I did that on the head of this guy as a test when I was painting them all, and it's super duper dark.
Mm-hmm.
So.
I still have my
Oh, yeah, so there's a scale difference. There's no planet of those two scales gonna work.
Yeah, so this was over gold. This is the that stylish purple over gold. You can't see the gold. You can barely even see that it's purple and not black. It's totally out of focus, but I don't care.
Okay.
I don't care. I don't care.
Don't care.
Look, oh, there we go. Look at how dark that is. Over gold.
Oh yeah, yeah. It is super duper dark. Alright, Transformers now I gotta up out here. Gotta put them there.
Achillean green though over gold kicks ass.
Does it now?
It does. It really does. Yeah.
All right, so we're going to let that dry. And then I agree we'll take a gold and dry brush over the top of that and see what we got. Let's work on this. Where's my black?
These guys are so covered in dust. I haven't touched them since contrast paints came out.
Yeah, I done dust off some stuff when I was sealing it. Oh yeah, shit.
So that's the Achillean green over gold. It just you can see the gold and it's still shiny through it. It's got that teal sort of color.
I could do a whole Space Marine chapter like that.
Would be, yeah. I really liked how that one, and that was just, I was just playing with the contrast paints.
Mhm.
I had a bunch of old Space Marines and
I mean,
they
who
were,
doesn't?
yeah. So I just thought I'd slap some contrast paint on them just to see what it did. Just take it for a spin, kick the tires,
Yep.
and the Kalian green over gold is just a cool look.
I think
Captain Mizzy finished her face.
Oh shit.
Oh, I like the purple. Oh
Yeah.
my god,
I
your
don't
eyes
have
look amazing.
I don't have the Instagram, so I can't leave a like.
I can like.
I prefer golden grams to
I
instant
love it.
grams.
I love it. I should do stuff like that with my eyeballs. My problem is though, uh, when I do, all the makeup, like particles of it, get in my eyes and irritate my eyes. And I don't know if that's just me having sensitive eyes or what. Every time I do eye
sensitive
makeup,
eyes.
it does that.
Oh, it is on the Book of Faces as well. I can check the Book of Faces. I don't do the Instagrams.
I guess my other hobby that I've taken up, well, that I started in December was the exercise.
Huh?
And
A lot of people have, and that's a really good one. I wish people could. I wish I could, but eh, eh.
it started with my book of yoga. Yes, I do yoga out of a book, not from videos, not from the
Twitch
gym,
streamers.
not from Twitch streamers. I do it out of a book that came out in about 1970s, so it's super dated too.
You're not gonna do Taibo or something like that?
Super
Or
dated. But
jazzercise.
but I can just do it
Jazzers.
on my living room floor. I can just do it right here. I throw my mat down, bam, every day.
Well, I, ugh. Sorry, Captain. The eye stuff is no bueno for John. I had a bad
Stabbed your eyeball with liquid eyeliner. Ow.
again. That doesn't upset John at all. Fuck.
I just get like if I do eyeshadow, the little particles of it just kind of sift into my eyeball and irritates it. So I very seldom wear eye makeup. It has to be a very special occasion.
Yeah, I don't like stuff irritating my eyes. That makes me want to. No. There's no bueno. How about that? No bueno.
No bueno.
When I write my memoirs, it's gonna be 2020 colon no bueno.
Yep.
Huh.
Wait, we didn't do who died this week. I
Oh,
mean,
we
speaking of
did.
2020,
We did. We forgot to do our tribute, and there was actually a tribute.
it was, and now I'm drawing a blank, and I'm
Dane.
like,
Diana Rigg.
Yeah, it was Dane. What's her face that was in Game of Thrones and the Avengers?
Diana Rigg.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you just said the Avengers, Emma Peel, then I'd be, yeah, Diana Rigg. Dame Diana Rigg. Rest in peace. I loved the Avengers. I loved Emma Peel and Speed. Classic. I didn't even know she was in Game of Thrones. That holds no cachet for me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
She did it. She had some good lines in Game of Thrones. She was really good in that. She had the character she played tell Cersei that it was me, and that was like a really big line in there.
Pretty sure she was good in everything she did.
Cheers.
Great actress.
Absolutely. Cheers.
Where's my drink?
Cheers, Diana Rigg.
Tasty. Getting a lot of stuff done.
Yeah, here. Yeah.
Moving right
First
along.
What did we have for like? I know it's a few minutes away from the media section. But did we have anything for media stuff?
I do.
Okay.
I have some
Oh,
stuff
that's
to do.
right. We were going to talk about a trailer.
Yep, we got a trailer to talk about. I got a
Trailer, I
couple.
don't-
Captain Mizzy says she's got 2 shots of Kraken and Dr. Pepper for her and John.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Sometimes it sucks being an adult and knowing you shouldn't be drinking.
Okay, well, let's get some
All
white.
right, I'll make up for it during the week. Do not worry.
I want to get the white on here before we switch over to media.
Oof. Is that the old person sound?
Me grunting. Yeah, it's called on. Rush, hurry, hurry, hurry.
Yeah, one of my CSPs does that every time I get something. I'm like, dude, you're gonna have to take like a weekend off. Like, I got too much to do. Well, then you're gonna be dead, and then I'll say nice things at your funeral, including he was so
You should've-
dedicated he never stopped, and he fucking should have.
Oh yeah.
You
I live
know?
with somebody like that,
Take
so yeah.
care of everyone is great, but you have to take care of yourself too.
What?
You are
Damn it.
taking care of them. Give you time to take care of yourself. Get them in a good spot, and then take care of yourself. I know if you're that kind of person, you're not going to stop helping people, which is good. You shouldn't necessarily stop helping people, but at some point you're going to have to slow down for yourself.
You need to help yourself too. Self-care is important.
Yeah, because I have a few movies. I wanted to talk about a couple of trailers that came out. I'm definitely going to give my final review of Brave New World, since I finally finished that.
I can technically talk about the movie I watched this week, even though I watched it technically for the other podcast, and we reviewed it recently, but we can't talk about this movie enough.
Cool. We can do that too. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. I really like this white. This white covers really well.
Is it Vallejo?
Yeah, it looks nice.
No, it's the Pro Acryl.
The monument.
Yeah, Monuments white. Because
I was making sure it wasn't GW White. GW White's okay, but I would never try to use it for anything like that.
I was
No.
enjoying the Reaper Dragon White over here, but yeah, the monument white is pretty amazing how it covers.
yeah, it covers really well.
I mean, and it wasn't completed if he has to paint over it.
I feel some sort of pain watching him paint over a completed painting. It wasn't complete.
No, it wasn't complete. It was more of a test.
Our projects are never complete. They're only abandoned.
And this is
That's
still
great
my
advice.
test model.
I have all sorts of completed models.
It's a dig on George Lucas.
Who?
George Lucas. Special Edition, Star Wars.
Oh.
Oh. Should have left well enough alone.
For the most part, I will stand by the fact that the extra stuff in Empire Strikes Back was all exactly what he should have done with that kind of technology. Cloud City had lots of more open stuff, looked very cool. You know, a couple other things were fine. The rest of it, no fucking stop. Just fucking stop.
Banyan doesn't enjoy painting. Doesn't
No, he doesn't really
enjoy painting. Like,
I mean,
he's
that's 'cause-
he's talking word salad here. I don't understand that sentence at all. Are you having a stroke, Banyan?
So, in his world, it was complete. But he doesn't necessarily enjoy painting.
I still don't understand that sentence.
It's technically two sentences.
What language was that? Says, hey, Parm. What?
That
I don't understand that language. What?
that was a basement roommate language.
Don't necessarily enjoy painting. See, those words strung together just do not make, they don't compute.
Well, take the one that starts with the D out. Then does it make more sense?
Don't enjoy painting.
Or not just the
That's
D, the word.
closer to, that's, I get
Well, I
that.
necessarily enjoy painting. Okay.
I
That,
necessarily enjoy painting. Yes. Oh, that
that
makes
makes
sense.
sense to you. Well, he means the opposite of that.
There's an opposite?
For all things, there's an opposite.
There's an opposite state? Anyways, it's the media section now.
Let's quick
Gonzo.
before I start making off-color jokes.
Hold on a second.
Oh, go ahead and make off-color jokes.
No, it's the wrong podcast because they're all political.
Mm.
Just saying. I'll be nice. We don't do that stuff here.
Only when we're not live.
I mean, yes.
Okay. Hold that thought then.
Oh, if you think I remember this in 30 minutes, you are crazy.
So, John, did you have anything for the media section?
I do, actually. I watched a movie for my other podcast. I'll talk about it here because I didn't watch anything else this week because this week was. It should have been bad, but somehow it ended up being a bag of dicks. The whole
Crap
bag.
on a cracker.
Crap on a crap cracker, indeed.
Can we talk about why we haven't seen the Mandalorian Season 2 trailer? Well, later.
I mean, it'll be fine. It'll still be there. It's still theoretically coming out. And if not, fuck, I still have more than half a season of Clone Wars Season 4 and everything else between now and The Mandalorian if I can watch it.
I'm so sorry.
Let me just say, I'm going to segue. I was actually talking about a movie. I'm going to talk about Clone Wars Season 4 a little bit here. It is amazing that in the same season they can have generic bullshit that insults an adult's intelligence. And the same thing, a couple episodes later, they have an episode ostensibly for kids and cutesy that does not really insult your intelligence. You're like, okay, that was fun because all the jokes were obviously, okay, that's a joke for the kids, good job, cutesy, cool, and then it's all fun and we enjoyed it overall. But before that, you're like, why you have the biggest plot contrivances and bullshit going on? Like, oh shit, you're there with the Mon Calamari people? I wonder if Akbar's going to be there. Oh, fucking shock, he's there. Because there's no other Mon Calamari manipulators? None? Fucking Christ, come on.
You said there can be only one. It's like Highlander.
And they take an episode that could have easily been done in 1 or 2 episodes, and they made it 3. And they had something that had a good enough idea, despite the fact it involved lots of gun games, which is a problem. But aside from that, they had a good enough idea to last 2 or 3 episodes, and they made it in 1. Like, I'm sorry. Everyone who loves Clone Wars, I am so happy you love Clone Wars, but there's a reason it fucking got canceled off Cartoon Network. Because it's media. Anyways, Kathy, quick, talk about something good.
Finished Lucifer.
There you go.
Oh yeah.
The fifth season.
No spoilers.
That's how I felt. I watched the whole thing. I laughed at parts of it. There were funny things. But I feel like perhaps the writers were just trying to figure out the next new way that they could screw up the relationship between Lucifer and the detective? Like, what can we do next to just really fuck them over?
Hold on. Things are too nice here. Let's fuck with them some more.
Yeah. So, yeah. It was weird at first, yeah. But
Always bothers me at some point deep inside, and especially so in 2020, you want a little happy ending a little bit. Someone's got to have a happy ending, right?
the 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 ending of the final episode made me chuckle. I feel like if you like Lucifer, go ahead and watch it, but it's not the best season.
Well, it's only like
Not
half
gonna
a season, though, isn't it?
not gonna knock your socks off. I don't know, it's like what is it, 8 episodes?
Oh, I thought it was
Something
only
like
like a
that.
partial season because they were talking about the other season was
Well,
going to
I was
come
at like
later.
at episode 6, I was like, I thought there was only half a season or something, but I don't know. Yeah, it continued on. There was an episode 7, there was an episode 8, at least.
Well, not every last season can be the best season. In fact, most of the things I've seen the last season was not the best season. Except for Firefly, the last season was the best season.
Because it was the only season.
That's too soon? I think that's too soon, actually.
Too soon, yeah. Rest in peace, Firefly.
Like Battlestar Galactica, last season, not best season.
No.
Which, talking about Battlestar Galactica, we're getting a new Battlestar Galactica TV series.
I
talked
did
about
hear
that for a while.
I did hear, yeah, that's been, talked
Yeah.
about for a while.
So I thought that was interesting because they mentioned that because on that article I sent y'all, they are doing a new Stargate SG-1 TV series, and it is going to be canon with the old TV show, which will be interesting.
Continuation.
I don't know. We don't know if it's going to be a continuation of the old characters or new characters or what.
Continuation of the series. Is it going to be like this has all happened in the SG universe, and this is the continuation from that?
Correct.
Or are they going to if it's a
No.
remake, they can fuck themselves.
Or is it just
No.
like
It's not a remake.
everything from the other series is canon? It took place. They're acknowledging that, but this is just in that universe, but it's different people doing other things.
We don't know if it's going to be different people. We don't know, but they said it is going to be canon and carries over from the original series.
Which means it's not a reboot.
Correct, not a reboot. So it'd be interesting.
I'm a huge SG-1 fan, honestly. I stopped watching it before it went off Showtime. So
it's I liked the episodes, the scattered few episodes I saw of it.
Mm-hmm.
I've actually seen more episodes of Stargate Atlantis for some reason, which isn't also not many, but I enjoyed it. What I did see of it. But I feel like at this point there's so much that I would never catch up that I'm not even going to bother to watch it. But the new thing, I'd watch the new thing, I guess, if it was on,
It's weird because it's like Stargate doesn't seem like the franchise that would have done that, The movie kind of hit the box office and thudded. Mm-hmm. It's always that weird where, like, I watch them, like, I do like this movie, but it's not, like...
Great.
Not put on my list of, you must watch this sci-fi.
Yeah, it's not a great movie.
Interesting. You're like, okay, cool.
It's some fun stuff. I did shudder because I only recently saw it for the first time. In my head, it's fresh. I did shudder at the whole Egypt aliens thing. As I don't care for that. Fabian's asking, are we going to talk about the Dune trailer? Are we going to talk about the Dune trailer?
We're going to talk about the Dune trailer. Yes. There's one. But I was kind of, as I said, the Stargate one, I'm all for it. Especially as it's a continuation, I'm all for it. Not a reboot.
ESG is supposed to be another remake, but more close to the original, if I remember correctly. I didn't read your article, to be honest, but of what I've heard of what they were trying to do in the past, because they're like, we did this one, cool. We want just something more remaking of the originals, what they were talking about last time I checked, which was like 6-7 months ago.
Yes, we're going to talk about the Dune trailer. The Dune trailer came out, and I digged it. I thought it was okay. I want to see, of course, the movie when it comes out to see if it's going to be anything good or worthwhile. But I will see it. I like it. Everything, of course, seems to be, production stepped up, special effects, of course, stepped up. Because the original Dune movie is pretty freaking old. We're not going to talk about the TV movie.
Very old.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like 35 years old.
Yeah, so I mean,
Yeah.
it's going to be interesting. Now, I have to freely admit, I've never read the books. So I can't compare books to movies. So when I see it, I'll kind of have that fresh mind of I'll be comparing it between the old movie and the new movie.
And that is where, I mean, and this is for Legionnaires, he's heard this already because he was over on John, we talked about it. That's sort of the problem I have, is it's not doing, it doesn't look like it's doing enough different from David Lynch's movie.
I felt that too. It felt like it was all kind of the
It feels like it's
rehash.
the edges.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that might be fine. I'm still in. Don't anyone think I ain't in. But I'm like, it's a little weird. There's a couple touches I was like, not a fan of necessarily.
Well, he's
like
planning to make this at least 2 movies, if not 3. 2 for
Well,
sure.
you can tell
So-
because the 2 leads are young.
Yeah.
So to be fair, everyone's like, it looks a little YA. I'm like, it does, but Paul Atreides is supposed to be like 15 years old at this time, so it's okay if they're young. That is actually apropos.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have a problem with it as long as it's good.
Movie though, Banyan. There's so much going on in the Dune universe.
Yeah. Well, I hope they tell a complete story in this just in case, because if they're idiots and try to release it in December in the theaters like I hear they're going to, it's gonna fucking
They
fail.
haven't announced who's replacing Sting from the original. That was so far from my mind.
I'll be honest, everyone I've seen, I mean, the cast is stacked. Everyone looks good. You've got,
I mean, we saw Raban. What more do you want?
yeah, you got Dave Bautista as the Beast Raban. Is awesome. Oscar Isaacs as Duke Leto Atreides. He's got a hell of some shoes to fill. It looks like, what's his name? Jason Momoa is going to be
is Duncan
Gurney
Idaho.
Halleck? No,
Wait,
he's
no,
Gurney
he's
Halleck. Because Josh
No,
Brolin's
he's
Duncan Idaho.
opposite, right? Isn't Gurney Halleck the one who plays the Balasat?
Gurney Halleck is one played by Patrick Stewart in the first movie.
That is Josh Brolin.
I don't think so. Well, hey, I wonder if I could find out here, huh?
Duncan is played by Jason Momoa. Gunnery is played by Josh Brolin.
It's entirely possible that I
Raban by Dave Bautista.
Oh, you're right. You're right, Kathy. That's a mistake, though.
Harkonnen is played by Stellan Skarsgård. Good.
Okay, that's good.
Yep.
Oh, Javier Bardem's playing Stilgar. Okay.
Yeah, so I mean,
It's just so hard because, with it looking so close to the original story-wise, that movie had like an absolute stacked cast. The original.
yeah.
I like Lee who's playing Liet Kynes too. I think that's gonna be cool.
Yes. So interesting. I actually originally thought Momoa was playing Gurney Halleck. That's weird.
Yeah, but Gurney Halleck is older. He's like Duke Leto's, friend and confidant. He ends up,
But it seemed like it. I like Josh Brolin. Don't get me wrong, but Josh Brolin, I don't think is the right man for a secondary character at best. Though, to be fair, if you go to the books, apparently Duncan Idaho is much more important later.
Let's see if they show.
Interesting.
They don't show who's playing Fade yet.
Yeah, that's really weird.
Maybe they're saving that for
A surprise.
surprise. Who knows?
I do plan on
Would it not
rewatching
be
the original.
hilarious if it was
Sting again.
But
Yeah, that's what I said.
Rafa is young.
Yeah.
And Sting, I mean, I don't
They
care
probably have
what
a
kind of
game,
good shape he might be in. He's not young.
Yeah.
Yeah, I plan on rewatching the original, and then I actually want to watch the movie on the making of Jodorowsky's Dune, because apparently that is
Yeah, send me a link when you
when I find it. Sure.
find that.
Yep.
And also, I will totally watch Dune with you. I do not have the long version though, sadly.
I don't either. I have it on a 4-pack DVD, which is too bad because honestly, if you folks out there, if you haven't read the book at all, you want the longer version of Doom because it explains everything.
Yes, it's worth it.
Yeah.
I need to get my hands on the long version. I have the regular release on Blu-ray. When I got it, I watched it that very day that it showed up on my doorstep, and then I watched it again the next day.
Holy shit balls.
But I was just thinking that I kind of wanted to watch it again this week. So that's what I'm saying. You know, we can watch it together, apart, together separately.
Yeah, together separate. So I just saw they had the Dune Extended Edition Steelbook. I'm like, that sounds really cool. This is $100. I like Dune. I don't $100
like Dune. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Sadly,
if
I had money to burn, you know, I'm all for it. But
and they're sneaky. The Dune, the Blu-ray isn't the extended edition, motherfuckers. The only way to get it is that steelbook. I guess we're not seeing the extended edition. Let's go.
I guess there's a reason why I didn't have that.
Oh,
that was the first version I saw on cable TV back in the 80s, though.
I saw the original one first because I think my Aunt Debbie had seen it. And a lot of stuff she liked, I ended up watching and liking, i.e. Buckaroo Banzai, too. But I did catch the extended edition, and suddenly I'm like, oh, this shit makes so much more sense. Like, the movie's done well enough that you don't ask the questions of, like, hey, the fuck aren't there any computers? But then you see the whole thing, you're like, oh, that's why there's no computers.
I feel like we should all start guessing who's going to be cast as Fade Rotha. Like in the chat, everybody just like start guessing. What's your best guess?
There's the twist. They're not going to have Fade in the show, in the movie.
No, that's not it. No.
Baron Harkonnen is just going to be all Fade parts.
I have read the books.
I've not read the books, but I've read about what's in the books.
Yeah.
So I think you actually have other things to talk about. So
yeah, let me get some other things to talk about. Let me go to my list. So I watched the new episode of The Boys. Still good. I'm not going to worry about it. Not going to go anywhere. Just one episode. HBO Max did release 2 new episodes of Raised by Wolves. And I'm really digging this show. I really look forward. It's got me captivated. I want to know. You get to learn more about the history. You name it. I'm really, really digging Raised by Wolves. Kathy, I'm going to be sending you some account information so you can see that and you can watch it. Just tell me when you get some free time. It's 5 episodes. They're all about an hour long. And I want you to definitely check it out. John, I'm not sure if you would like it or not. But
don't bother. I have too many things to watch.
That's what I'm saying. But I think Kathy, that's what I'm saying.
I appreciate the thoughts.
Yeah.
I do appreciate the thoughts, but there's a point where I'll get to watching other stuff. I don't know when that is.
Yeah. But I mean, definitely, Kathy, let me know when you have some free time and I'll throw you some account information so you can watch Raised by Wolves. Because I think you would like it. I'm really digging it. It's got great story. It's got good emotion. It's good sci-fi. Everything along the line. It's really, really captivated me. I can't wait to watch the final season. I hope it gets another season, or the final episode and gets another season. It's kind of a sleeper hit because it kind of just came out of nowhere. So I'm digging it. It's got half a Space RP for me right now.
What is it streaming on?
HBO Max.
Okay.
Oh, I have that anyways if I need to.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Kathy didn't have HBO Max.
Yeah. So back to important stuff, Kathy. Jodorowsky's Dune is free with ads on IMDb TV if you can get that.
Cool. I can get that through Amazon.
Yeah, they can get that through Amazon. So it's free with some ads. It's an hour and a half long. So we might have a 2-week streak of stuff to watch there.
And then I finished the 9 episodes of Brave New World. Fuck them. Plain and simple. Okay, so Brave New World. A lot of us have read the book, know the story, etc., etc. Spoilers, I don't care. You read the book, you know the book's not a very nice, friendly, upbeat book. It's got a sad ending. Everything. It's a future that is kind of where we're going in some ways with the Soma and all this other stuff. And nothing wrong with the book. I love the book. The book's great. It's a depressing type of thing, but it was really good and it was way ahead of its time. So when they said they were doing the Brave New World, I was like, cool. Hopefully they'll just update it into like new technology, kind of update it a bit, but still keep the overall themes. Like at one point the girl does say it's better to end than mend, and that's it. They leave that whole concept of better to end than mend to that one line and never mention or control that thing at all. The thing about the kids, seeing the kids having to be conditioned, none of that. It was completely out of left field. They completely took this atrocity of Brave New World and made it where they're going to do another season. They did the entire book and made it have a happy ending. So for people that don't know, John the Savage actually hangs and kills himself because one, he kills Lena and he participates in an orgy and can't handle himself anymore. He figured that, he's now like them and just can't handle it. And in this one, John just walks away and goes and lives off on a place and misses Lena, and Lena decides she's going to make a brand new Brave New World where she's at in New London, because the system is not completely broken. And Bernard is still alive, and Bernard and I can't remember the character's name, go to the Savage Lands and join the Savage Land people. I mean, they just take everything and just blow it out of the water of what the book is supposed to be about. I mean, completely just goes way off end. I'm totally upset.
It's a money grab.
It was. I mean, if they would have just done, like I said, they would have did the movie, upgraded it to, more what's going on in the world, or twist it to fit, better technology, go around like that, but still kept the theme of what Brave New World was about, I'd have been all for it. It'd have been great. But like the characters that are supposed to die don't die. The characters that are supposed to be feeling certain things don't feel certain things. I mean, it just completely goes off the rails, and goes completely where like people that are supposed to be still alive die in it. I'm like, this character's like a minor character that made it into a major character. Okay, no problem. They want to expand on that character. And then the character changes the entire plot of what's going on in the book. And I'm like, no.
Hold on. I know what they did. This is like some fan fiction based off Brave New World.
Yeah, that's pretty much the best way to put it. I was really upset. The last episode, I kind of watched it at 2.5 speed because I was already too pissed. I just wanted to see how they ended it. And I was just like, it was just bad. I was really upset with it, but they definitely left it open. John's still alive. Everybody that's supposed to be dead is alive, and they're going to probably see if they can make another season out of it. And I'm just like, no, just make the damn book. Bring the story of what the Brave New World's about and leave it as it is. But they didn't. So it's getting a flat out 5 just for fucking up Brave New World story. Because, like I said, the whole concept of everything, better to end it than mend it, it was a one line in the entire thing. Never showed the concept of better to end than mend. And it was now, the book is very sexual about, everybody belongs to everybody and such, but it was every episode.
This because they wanted to show boobs on TV.
I believe that's what it was. There was a lot.
A little bit of buzz because it's topical because of
Correct.
2020.
Yeah.
Where the world's going.
But there was a lot of sex in it, and in the book, yes, there is, but this was overplayed and overdone, and a lot of boobage type thing. And I was just like, it was overdone. I was really disappointed in it because Brave New World's a great book. It's pertinent. It's it goes with what's happening, so on and so forth. But I was just totally so. This one's getting my fuck you rating.
They ditched the message in the book for the boobs.
For the boobs, like I says, people that died in the book are still alive at the end of the book, and you're like, twitch, 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 twitch. The theme didn't keep with it. People were played out of character and what they were supposed to be. It was just bad. Don't even no, keep it out of there. So.
And, wow! Shockingly, the Washington football team won a game.
Yay. I did watch, which I haven't been able to talk about, but there was Code 8 and Project Power. Both are superhero-esque movies that are about, people with superpowers in the modern world. Project 8 is where, or Code 8, excuse me, is where people have superpowers and they have to be registered. And registered superpowered people aren't allowed to do much of anything. They're second-class citizens. Project Power is a movie about people that can get superpowers from illegal drugs. And I believe they're both Netflix movies. And they both hit my Met rating. They're about a 2.5. They really don't explore the superpower stuff. They don't really get into it. It doesn't really... they both fall kind of flat. It's like they were like, oh, wow, Bright went off really well. Let's try someone with superpowers. And it didn't go well.
I mean, we liked it, but
correct.
It has the most divisive audiences out there.
Yeah, well, it's like they were trying to take a hint from Bright and try to use that, and it just fell completely flat. It was none of the story. Either one of the stories were good. You see the plots from a mile away. You see what's going to happen. Nothing just does any good to the story or where it's supposed to go. You're just like, yeah, whatever. So, I mean, it was a pass, but it's like a 2.5. So, don't care. Just completely pass on them. I still recommend Away, by the way. So, if you've got something you want to watch on Netflix and a TV series, still recommend that.
The movie I watched this past week, let me sum it up in a quick statement. Man, Danny Aiello was a much better singer than Bruce Willis.
Still? How many times have you watched it?
I only watched it once. I listened to the song somehow in my YouTube rotation now.
Yeah.
I'm swinging on the star and side by side. But, man, Bruce is not terrible, but, man, Danny Aiello blows him away.
Still a great movie.
Watch that. It's not terribly expensive to buy on Amazon Prime.
I mean,
it's pretty much impossible to find the Blu-ray for a good price on Amazon.
I got DVD. It's
like...
old enough that DVD's probably plenty. It's not like they're going off the chart with special effects there.
Well,
they're hard to find at what I would consider to be a normal price for an older movie.
Oh. You look at the 4-packs like I did, like my Dune is on. So my Dune 4-pack, it's like Flash Gordon, The Last Starfighter, Dune, and the Battlestar Galactica movie.
Oh, yeah.
That sounds like a good combination.
That's why I bought it.
I'm like, I would like those. I still haven't seen that Flash Gordon.
You still haven't seen Flash Gordon? What?
Not 1980, no. I've watched old Flash Gordon, but
I'm dead. I'm dying.
Oh.
Totally dying.
Oh.
I know.
About to slip out of my chair.
Well, guys, that's our episode for the day. Or night, what do you call it? guys, please take care of each other out there. We're going to raid Zambies after this because she's on right now. We're going to send y'all over to her because she's doing some stuff. But, guys, please look after each other. Hang out with each other some way, form, or fashion. Just say hey. Check on your friends. Check on your family. Be safe. For More Than Dice, I'm Gonzo.
I'm John.
I'm Kathy.